Hi, good morning. Welcome back. I hope you enjoy the video clips that I make and it motivates you or inspires you in one way or the other. And that's my endeavor, like I keep saying. These are all my life stories and not stories but real experiences that I've gone through and what I've done, what's worked for me and what hasn't worked for me. But I mainly talk about what has worked for me. So maybe something will, work out for you based on something similar. So, as you see, I think you can make out where I'm sitting right now. It's a jungle gym, something which all children are exposed to. I was exposed to way back in school. We used to enjoy running up and down these steps and then sliding down, hanging from anything possible. The child in us, so easily forgotten, so unfortunately forgotten. Truly, I really wonder why we lose that child in us. If you look at children, have you ever seen a child, an infant, unhappy? Have you ever seen a child or an infant bored? Notice it. You will never find them bored. They're always smiling or giggling, except, of course, when they've done their little bit and they're hungry, they'll cry. But otherwise, they're so happy with themselves. They don't need aid, they don't need a mobile phone, they don't need electronics, they don't need anything. They're happy with the little toes and the little fingers. Ever thought how this happens and why this happens? And then as they grow and they're able to walk and then their faculty develops, they start attaching themselves or clinging themselves to something or the other that gives them that happiness or joy or even makes them cry. Bottom line is, how are they able to enjoy themselves? How are they able to experience nature, giggle and cry at the smallest thing that they see or the sound that they hear? It's fascinating. Unfortunately, that doesn't extend for as long as it can. I heard somebody say this long time ago, I don't recall who, but if you get bored and you're bored with yourself, imagine how boring you are for others. See, the human mind is such a fantastic tool and equipment. It's a never-ending path to discovery. How much it can discover, there's no limit. It's infinite. But do we allow it? The problem is we put barricades. We compartmentalize our way of thinking. And the most unfortunate thing is this thing of good, bad, should do, should not do. These just put up those walls and don't allow us to expand. The good is also discovery. The not so good is also discovery. Because if you don't know if you don't feel or experience the not so good, you will not value the good. And if you keep experiencing good, you will not develop because you will not experience the not so good. So it's always a balancing act. A child is not scared to go into those areas. A child is not scared to slide down the slide without a parent watching it. He just wants to experience, he wants to experiment. He slides down. If he sits properly, he goes all the way down. If he doesn't, he falls off. But then what does he do? If he is not too badly hurt, of course, or he or she, goes right back and goes on doing it till they complete that little circuit of the slide. Look at the spirit behind it. Wants to experience it, a little fall here and there doesn't stop there. Where is that child in us? See for yourself, how many times you stopped yourself from doing something that you want to do. You've imagined yourself doing it. You have a desire to do it. It could be eating something. It could be going somewhere. It could be doing an adventure sport. Anything. But then you stop yourself. For no rhyme or reason. And then you'll say, what if this happened? What if that happens? So the what if kicks in. You haven't even tried it. You haven't even trained for it. One can still understand, okay, you prepared yourself, you trained for it. It's like trying to go to the first base camp of Mount Everest. It's not easy. You just can't pack a backpack and walk. You got to prepare your body, your mind for at least 3 to 4 months. Only then you can go even to the first base camp. After that, you don't go up to the summit. One can still understand, because that itself is a great journey. But then, what I'm trying to say is, where is that spirit? Where's that childlike spirit gone? What I've understood, and I've seen it happen for me, is the more I keep that child inside me alive, being jovial, being mischievous, not harming anyone, of course, and not hurting anyone's feelings, but just being happy, bubbly, bouncing around all the time. I mean, you keep illnesses away, you keep problems away, and even if problems do come up, you take it on the chin and you move ahead. If it gets sorted, it gets sorted. If it doesn't get sorted, it doesn't get sorted. Someday it will, someday it won't. But you keep moving. That's the child, because the child can't sit in one place all the time. But when you keep that child alive, your longevity becomes better. Your ability to see the smallest of beautiful things becomes better. Your appreciation for things that are given to you becomes better. And your gratitude to life and what life is giving you becomes better. How many of you have gone up on a jungle gym at the age of 35, 40, 50, 60? Just walk up these steps, slide down, or hang on one of those bars. How many of you have done it? Think about it. It's amazing. It brings a smile to your face. Of course, your bones will creak, but that's okay. That will also tell you that you need to keep healthy and exercise. But it is so nice. Find that child in you. Keep it alive. The child is going to take you through with that smile that a child has. Discover the child in you and enjoy the child in you. Enjoy the ride.